Welcome aboard, everybody. Dr. Peter Glidden here, the 16th day of September 2013, the 16th day of September 2013. Welcome aboard to another live edition of Fire Your MD Now. Now, every Monday morning, as a Dr. Glidden Insider, you have access to a live webinar. Every Monday evening, you have access to a live Introduction to Longevity webinar. Every Thursday morning, there's another live chat, and every Thursday evening, more or less, there's a live health webinar. This morning's live chat, we had so many people in the room that I could not answer all of the questions all of the time. So I'm going to take the first 10 minutes of the first hour here and address some of the questions that I could not address earlier this morning on the live chat. Our good friend Andre from Lansdale, Pennsylvania says, "Hey, Dr. G, my friend was diagnosed with fibromyalgia. She's been taking the Healthy Start Pack, Killer Biotic, De-Stress, Selenium, and has eliminated the 10 bad foods. She's feeling better, but still has pain in her arms and elbows. Now the knucklehead MDs think it's arthritis. What else can she do?" Well, the first thing to notice here is that they don't know what the problem is, and they can't give a definitive diagnosis. These are the people that you pay tens of thousands of dollars to, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars to, over the course of your lifetime in medical insurance premiums to gain access to their knowledge, their diagnostic skills, their superior intellect. First they think it's fibromyalgia, then they think it's arthritis, then they think it's the man in the moon, then they think it's something else. They keep moving the goalposts, and what the heck? Let this be a lesson, ladies and gentlemen. The MD does not deserve to be on the pedestal in which you have put them. They're no smarter than you. They just took a different path in their academic career. And it's good to be an MD because it's the only business in which you can fail and 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 still get a good report card and still get a paycheck and still have people praising you when you walk down the street or when you enter the restaurant at night. So, we can't diagnose anything over the internet. So she was originally diagnosed with fibromyalgia. Now they don't think it's fibromyalgia. They think it's osteoarthritis. What the heck? Either way, we're in good shape here. So, in order to support and promote the structure and function of the musculoskeletal system, we do the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack, one Healthy Bone and Joint Pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month, one bottle of selenium per 50 pounds of body weight per month, and eliminate the 10 bad foods. Now, the thing about medical nutrition is that it is a dose-dependent phenomenon, Andre. So make sure that she's taking the appropriate doses in the appropriate amounts in the appropriate amount of times during the day, and give the program a little bit more time. She can add the glucogel into the program and bump up her calcium. So give her 1 extra ounce of calcium a day for 4 weeks, 1 extra ounce of calcium a day. Give her 12 selenium a day for 4 weeks, 1 extra ounce of calcium a day for 4 weeks, and the glucogel appropriate for body weight. That's 1 bottle of the Glucogel Plus liquid per 50 pounds per month, or 1 capsule of the Glucogel capsules per 10 pounds of body weight per day. The health architect corrected me. I said that niacin is vitamin B1. That's correct. Thiamine is vitamin B1. I misspoke. Niacin is vitamin B3. That's why I love this support group. I love this support group. I love this chat because Dr. Glidden's not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Sometimes I misspeak. Sometimes, quite frankly, I just get it wrong. And when you've got 100 smart people in the chat room with you, all who have your back, guess what? They've got your back. What a wonderful group of people to be hanging out with every day, rather than people at your corporate job who are trying to stick a knife in your back and spin it around a couple of times. For goodness sake, this is one more reason to join Longevity, because of the quality of the people that this company attracts. Everett Bennett Jr. from Cumming, Georgia said, "Hey, Doc, do I treat children with rheumatoid arthritis different from adults?" No. To support and promote the structure and function of the musculoskeletal system, we do the same thing for kids as we do for teenagers, as we do for adults. The only difference, of course, is the dosage. The dosage is dependent on body weight. Remember, we don't treat diseases, we treat people. We don't treat diseases, we treat people. Bigfoot in Maryland said, my mom's thyroid was removed and now she takes selenium. It makes her feel weird. What are my suggestions? Thanks. Well, number one, she has to be taking the right type of selenium. And remember, selenium is one of the 90 essential nutrients. You need selenium plus the other 89 nutrients. If you just take selenium, or you just take vitamin C, or you just take calcium, or you just take vitamin D, then it's going to upset the apple cart because it's going to throw your body's balance off even more than it's already thrown off. Our recommendation is 1 healthy start pack and 2 bottles of selenium. 1 healthy start pack and 2 bottles of selenium per 100 pounds of body weight per month, whether the thyroid is in or out or not. Dr. Augusto Cura from Chile wanted to know, what do I call large doses of vitamin C? We have a conversation about vitamin C all of the time. I would say a large dose of vitamin C would be 1 gram a day. A large dose of vitamin C would be 1,000 milligrams or more a day. As far as I'm concerned, that's way too much vitamin C. Vitamin C wastes copper from the body. So the more vitamin C you take, the more copper you're going to lose. You need copper to have healthy blood vessels. You get an aortic aneurysm if you don't have copper. A lot of bad things will happen if you don't have copper. And what's so great about vitamin C? Now, it's an essential nutrient. You don't need excessive amounts of vitamin C. It's an antioxidant. We've got your antioxidant bases covered with selenium and ORAC. So really, there's no reason to overdo it with vitamin C whatsoever. Fantastic. Brandon says, just mentioning Hoffer, okay, was a schizophrenia doctor. Yeah, okay, we had a discrepancy there about my treatment for schizophrenia and the relationship between the amount of pyrols in the blood and what you do for that. And again, Brandon corrected a mistake that I made. Brandon, you got to love it, man. I love it when people have my back. Blake in Dallas-Fort Worth had a question. Good morning, Dr. G. I have 2 questions. We already answered that one in the chat room. I'm sorry. We're going to go all the way to the bottom here. Alice said, oops, I forgot to ask how I can keep my iron levels up. I bring them up temporarily. Seems I can't fight anemia. This is a great thing to talk about because the way that every doctor in the world fights iron-deficient anemia is by giving patients iron. So patients are taking iron, and they're taking iron, and they're taking iron, and they're taking iron, and sometimes they have anemia, sometimes they don't. It comes and goes like the wind because, remember, this is fractionated nutrition. It's just iron, right? And there's a couple of other things in your Geritol or in whatever other product you're taking that the MDs have doled out that has iron in it. But if you take the 90 essential nutrients, including all essential minerals in, trace minerals that you need in colloidal forms, then the iron that you're getting with your extracurricular iron that you're getting from the extra supplemental iron that you're swallowing every day works 1,000,000 times better because you don't just have an iron deficiency, you have a deficiency in a number of other nutrients that your MD has completely overlooked because they don't understand how this goes. So when you give your body all 90 essential nutrients plus a little extra iron, then the anemia resolves handily. Remember, we don't treat anemia. We support and promote the structure and function, in this case, of the health of your blood. And you got to love it. It is a wonderful, wonderful thing. Alice, again, says, hey, Doc, I'm taking the anti-aging pack and selenium. I avoid the bad foods list for 3 months. I suffer every day from terrible IBS, and nothing has helped. It's been like this for 2 years. I'm bloated and nauseous all of the time. Well, Alice, that's because you're taking the anti-aging pack, and it's probably better for you to take the healthy digestion pack. The healthy digestion pack, because irritable bowel, of course, is related to the digestive tract. And in order to support and promote the structure and function of the digestive tract, our recommendation is 1 healthy digestion pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month. In addition to that, you can add 1 root beer belly, 1 packet of root beer belly a month, and 1 ounce of Mackey Plus, M-A-Q-U-I Plus, twice a day. 1 ounce of Mackey Plus twice a day. The Mackey Plus is a wonderful liquid supplement that's loaded with aloe vera, and aloe vera is extremely soothing to the intestinal environment. You got to give this program a little bit more time, though, a little bit more time. Let's see how long she's been doing it. She doesn't mention. But generally speaking, the only time that medical nutrition doesn't work, folks, is either if you're not taking enough or you haven't given it long enough to work. So my advice to Alice is just give it a little more time, add the Mackey Plus, the root beer belly, and switch it from the anti-aging pack to the healthy digestion pack. Our good friend Todd Harrison from California, affectionately known as the muscular dystrophy ass kicker, says, "Hey, Doc, I've been getting lost lately. My arms are looking like a road map with this new muscle building program." Now, this kid has had muscular dystrophy his entire life. He's been following the MD's advice his entire life, and he's been up a creek without a paddle his entire life until, by God's good grace, he found us, and now he's been applying our medical nutrition programs. And guess what? For the first time in his life, he has muscle definition. For the first time in his life, his muscles are starting to come back, which is a gigantic step forward for someone who has muscular dystrophy. If you have muscular dystrophy, that's supposed to be impossible. We're making big ripples in the muscular dystrophy pool here, ladies and gentlemen. Just ask Jerry Lewis if you can find him. Last but not least, Javier from Brea, California says, "Doc, my old friend's mother is taking medicine for a thyroid problem, and now the MDs want to radiate her. Please tell me what I can do for her." Well, the recommendation to support the thyroid function is the anti-aging healthy start pack, and selenium, appropriate for body weight internally, the myrrh oil externally. Salt your food like it's going out of style with iodized table salt, and have a chiropractor check the curve in her neck. Stick around, folks. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Peter Glidden here, your steadfast advocate for health. Welcome to another live edition. To become an insider, so you can submit questions of your own during the live chat, it's easy. Just go to fireyourmdnow.com, fireyourmdnow.com, and click on Become an Insider. I mean, it's that simple. Fireyourmdnow.com. Click on Become an Insider. It's $20 a month. If you want to go in for a full year, it's $195. You save 2 months plus a little extra change. This is how we're going to do it. This is how we're going to change the world by developing an online archived library of health information, archived and live information that you can get at the click of a mouse. And I got to tell you, is $20 a month or $700 a month better? $700 a month is the average that most people pay for medical insurance that gives them access to the leading cause of death in the United States. By the way, 780,000 people a year are killed by MD-directed medical treatments. 780,000. Let's do the math. 780,000. If we divide 780,000 by 365 days in the year, that comes out to, well, let's do the math here. 700, my calculator's not working. 780,000 divided by 365. That equals 2,136 people a day. If we divide that by 24 hours in a day, and that equals 89 people an hour. 89 people an hour are killed by MD-directed medical treatments. 89 people an hour are killed by MD-directed medical treatments. So if you're all in a dither about the shootings that just happened at the Navy Yard, 4 people killed, that's nothing. In the 3 hours that it takes for this radio program to air, approximately 300 people more will have died because they went to see an MD. Approximately 300 people will have died because they went to see an MD, and that's just not right. Going to take it to the phones right now. Go to California and talk to Javier. Hey, Javier. Thanks for calling.
Hello,
you
guys.
are live. What's going on, Javier?
Hello, amigo. How are you?
Very, very good. What's happening?
Have you improved your golf?
Oh, every time I go out, thanks to you, I get a little better and a little better. You better look out, buddy. The next time I'm coming to California, we're taking it to the greens.
All right. That sounds good. Great. Listen, you gave me the answer for the lady that has the thyroid problem. But in looking into your webinar on thyroid, it's you're saying that most of them are the low, and have no energy, dry skin, falling hair, and feeling cold, and easy gain weight. Well, she's lost weight. She doesn't have osteoporosis, and she doesn't have cancer, and the doctors want to give her, radiation. And
well, look,
stop it.
Yeah. When all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail, right? The medical doctors have to do something. Now, it's after the 15th of the month, so they need to fill up their dance card at the hospital. They have a number of tests and procedures and beds that they have to fill every month in order to keep the hospital happy. So medical doctors are going to start throwing anything that they can at a patient after the middle of the month, even if they don't need it. And, really, honestly, the stuff that they throw at people most of the time is unnecessary, but it's the only thing that they're trained in. It's the only thing that they know. So that's what they're going to do, and they're going to do it over and over and over and over again because nobody slaps their wrists when they screw up. 780,000 people a year are killed by these knuckleheads. Nobody goes to jail. 4 people in a shipyard die and a naval yard die, and the whole country goes crazy.
They're making a big deal out of it. I want to ask you, this lady, she got a letter from the doctor saying that, only saying hi. It doesn't say whether she has low or, what. They're just saying hi, like high numbers of thyroid, And
yeah, so depending on which, you'd have to get back to me at the next live chat with, or call tomorrow on the radio station with the name of the test, the reference range that lab uses, and the value that the test came in at, and I'll be able to give you a better idea. But really, the general idea here is, in order to support and promote the structure and function of the thyroid gland, our recommendation is the Anti-Aging Healthy Start Pack and selenium, appropriate for body weight, every month. Eliminate the 10 bad foods. Eliminate cruciferous vegetables, no broccoli, no cauliflower, no eggplant, no Brussels sprouts. Put the myrrh oil on topically. Go to a chiropractor, make sure the curve of your neck is correct, and give the program at least 3 months before you judge it up or down. Javier, you're the best. Stay tuned, folks. I'm Dr. Glidden, back after these words. Dr. Peter Glidden here with you on September 16th, 2013. Please check out the website, fireyourmdnow.com, fireyourmdnow.com, and just click on the link that says Become an Insider. Check it out. You'll have access to hundreds of hours of archived health information every second of every day that's 1,000,000 times better than your health insurance. Do we get it right all the time? No, nobody does, so we're only human. But listen, when we get it wrong, you don't die. When the MDs get it wrong, you die. When the MDs get it right, you suffer, and then you go bankrupt, and then you die. Comparing what we do to comparing what MDs do is like comparing, napalm to a candle. Candle is much better and much safer. Going right now to talk to our good friend Godfried from Germany. Hey, Godfried, what's happening? How's it going across the pond? Achtung, baby.
What's up?
How are you?
I'm okay. And you?
Very, very good. What's the latest? Have you gotten that testing underway yet? What's happening?
Not yet. I've called them today. The woman is off duty. I'll call her tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, off duty. Everybody in Europe takes 18-week vacations. Man, I want to live over there, too.
So have you got the feedback from your people people on the CBC?
No, I'm still waiting. Apparently everybody's still on vacation here as well. And, you know, one of the things I pride myself in, Gottfried, is, you know, giving people the straight skinny. And I don't have it yet, but we're still in the works, and since it's outside of my wheelhouse, right, there's only so much I can do. And this underlines a very interesting point. Because, for instance, I go on rants all of the time, and I tell people that the problem with research that's done today is, number one, it's all financed by the pharmaceutical industry, and number two, it's all done through the reductionistic allopathic philosophy. Nobody takes into consideration the subject's nutritional status when they do the test. Nobody takes this into consideration whatsoever. So, you know, I could do a search in Medline or through one of my medical reference texts about this particular therapeutic and the side effects thereof, but only a certain amount of that information would be relevant, because the side effects of this therapy, that therapy, or any other therapy are judged based on how people who are completely undernutrified and sick respond to the treatment. So the entire fabric of the research world is completely ripped and torn, and only a little bit of the information that they're able to give us is valid and useful. Which is why I'm waiting to hear from my colleagues who've actually worked with people who have had these procedures done to see what, you know, in real time the net negative effects of the treatments have been and whether or not they've seen people recover from these. And this is the problem that we have in holistic medicine. None of the research money that's really worthwhile and valid on really interesting, valid, practical, pragmatic subjects are discussed. Nobody discusses this stuff. It's not even on the table. It's all about drugs and surgery and drugs and surgery and drugs and surgery, which are delivered to the sick and suffering, the sick and suffering, and the sick and suffering. So the data pool, has a built-in bias. The research has a built-in bias, and it's just one gigantic freaking mess. I mean, it's a gigantic freaking mess. The take-home message, of course, for this procedure and every other surgical procedure is that surgery rarely gets to the root cause of the disease. Rarely gets to the root cause of the disease. You know, a knee replacement doesn't fix the cause of arthritis. Knee replacement just replaces an old worn-out joint with a brand-new shiny titanium joint. It's only a matter of time until the rest of the body starts to break down. So because I pride myself on being as truthful and as factual as is possible, I'm hanging fire here, buddy, waiting to hear from my colleagues, and I'll keep you posted as soon as it happens.
Okay, I'll give you a testimony then.
All right, I'm ready.
I have a downline in UK, and then he was on this blood sugar protocol. After 3 months, his hay fever just gone. His arthritis, shoulder pains, and everything gone. But unfortunately, his blood sugar is still alternating because he eats a lot of carbohydrate after 8 o'clock. And we find it difficult to get rid of this eating habit. What can he do? Well,
interesting. Was blood sugar the thing that he had the longest, or was arthritis the thing that he had the longest, or don't you know?
I don't know, but I think he said he had the hay fever for 15 years.
Yeah. So normally the body heals itself in reverse order. You know, so it's the stuff that you've had most recently gets better first, and that's followed in turn by the next stuff that you had, and then going way back into the past to the very first stuff that you had. So sometimes that doesn't hold true, but in any event, this is good news, Gottfried, right? Because the game is afoot. His body is starting to respond. A couple of things have improved big time. 15 years of hay fever, it's gone. The arthritis is gone, and the blood sugars are fluctuating, right? They're fluctuating, so the game is afoot. So one thing that he can attempt to do to curb the carbohydrate thing is sometimes the brain gets it wrong. And sometimes when you're craving for a sweet or you're craving for a carbohydrate, what you're really craving is protein, but your brain has mixed that signal up. Sometimes it's a protein craving that's been discombobulated and you think it's a sugar craving. So there are two things to do when people who are on our program find themselves craving carbohydrates or sweets. Number one, every time you crave a carbohydrate or a sweet, eat a protein snack instead. And the best defense against this is just to keep a little baggie of mixed salted nuts, no peanuts, mixed salted nuts, no peanuts around, and every time you feel like a carbohydrate craving, throw a hand... Go ahead.
Cashew nuts.
Yeah, cashew nuts, exactly. Throw the mixed salted nuts down the hatch, or a piece of smoked salmon, or a hard-boiled egg, or anything else that's a big protein source, and see, number one, if that cures the craving. If it doesn't, then the next thing that he can do is get a bottle of the plant minerals, just the plant-derived minerals. It's $19 US. And every time he has a carbohydrate craving at night, instead of eating a carbo or, before he eats the carbo, have him throw down an ounce of the plant-derived minerals and see if that makes a difference. One of the two, I think, will cut the carbohydrate craving off at the knees. And then it's just a matter of time until the blood sugars stabilize and he's out of the woods. And that's going to be a fantastic thing for this guy.
Okay.
All right, Gottfried, you are the greatest. Keep up the good work there in Germany. We're taking it to the streets all around the world, ladies and gentlemen, because human suffering knows no border, knows no race, no creed, or no religious affiliation. I'm going to go from Germany to Florida now and talk to Don. Hey, Don, thanks for calling. You are live.
Hi, how are you? I'm calling for my friend, so I might not have all the details. The first one, there's a gentleman. He weighs about 100 pounds. He has lung cancer, which is spread throughout his whole body. He also has AIDS, and the chemotherapy is not working. What do you recommend?
He gets a good lawyer and gets his money back because, they sold him a false bill of goods when they sold him the chemo. And guaranteed, if I was in the room with him asking the oncologist 10 simple questions, they never would have given him the chemotherapy. He never would have accepted the chemotherapy because chemotherapy doesn't work. These people are like used car salesmen, bad used car salesmen, and they'll pitch these expensive, ineffective, and dangerous treatments just to jack up the bill. That's what they do all the freaking time, and nobody holds their feet to the fire. It's not a whole lot you can do for this guy. Not a whole lot you can do because, number one, we don't treat cancer. Number two, this is an aggressive advanced cancer on top of AIDS, which is an HIV problem that's gone to acquired immune deficiency. There's not a whole lot that can be done here except pray. If it were me, as a last-ditch effort, in order to support and promote the structure and function of my body, what I would do is one anti-aging healthy start pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month, 4 bottles of selenium a month, and 1 bottle of Z-Radical every day. 1 bottle of Z-Radical every day, plus eliminate the 10 bad foods. And, his family and his friends and his loved ones need to really put their collective heads together and say, look, the MDs sold us on this treatment and it didn't work. It was expensive. It was costly. They gave us false hope. And I want to put somebody's head on the block.
Right.
But they won't. And this is also why they won't let you record a conversation with an oncologist on a preliminary. Do you bring a recorder in to the next time you have like you've been diagnosed with cancer and you go to visit some hospital and to get their advice on what you can do? You try to record their advice with a recording instrument. They won't let you do it. The police won't let you record what they do when they pull you over. It's nonsense. Somebody needs to step up here and call a spade and say, look, you told us it would work. It didn't work. I want my damn money back. Right. At least, right? And honestly, Don, from our point of view, right, Dr. Wallach, who's one naturopathic physician, sued the Food and Drug Administration a number of years ago in order to secure a qualified health claim for the mineral selenium. There was so much evidence around the clinical effectiveness of selenium in the face of cancer, it wasn't even funny, which is why he was awarded a certified health claim by the Food and Drug Administration. They literally brought truckloads, cases of published research about the efficacy of selenium supplementation. Selenium supplementation eliminates the occurrence of breast cancer by 82%. It also is extremely effective in lung cancer, prostate cancer, and colon cancer prevention, right? Extremely effective. Now, this is one naturopathic doctor 15 years ago. Now, how much research has been done on selenium for cancer treatment? I'll tell you how much, none. Why? Because there's no money in it.
No money, yep.
And if you're not unbelievably angry, you're just not paying attention. And I really don't understand where we are in this culture. You know, 4 strangers get killed in a naval yard. 1,800 Syrian, strangers get killed, and the whole freaking country's up in arms. We want to go to war.
Right.
Meanwhile, we're dying slowly and miserably from cancer because the MDs are clueless. But don't get me started.
We're brainwashed. Okay, the next question is for another friend of mine. There's a 16-year-old boy. He's a football player, very active. He's real big, muscular. His weight, I don't know, maybe between 250, somewhere around there. She didn't know how much. He lost 40 pounds in the last month. His coach said he was violently vomiting. They went to the doctor, checked his blood sugar, was 300. Took him to an endocrinologist, and they said his pancreas is shutting down.
Okay, so we're up against a hard break. I'm going to tell you exactly what to do for this kid, and you are going to be his angel in disguise. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden, folks. Stick around. Back in just a minute. Welcome back, everybody. Dr. Peter Glidden here, your steadfast advocate for health. Wrapping up the first hour with Dawn from Florida. Dawn, are you still with me?
Yes, I'm still here.
All right, very good. So, if you had a tomato plant, and the tomato plant, it's one plant, and it had like 7 different branches on the tomato plant, and on one of the branches you had little, weak, sickly tomatoes, but on every other branch you had good tomatoes. Well, if you were smart, you would look to see, son of a gun, on the little branch where the sickly tomatoes are, there was a little kink in the branch so that the nutrients that the rest of the tomatoes got, this branch was not getting because there was a little kink in it. MDs are completely unaware of what causes the pancreas to shut down. The most common thing to consider here is that the pancreas has just run out of the nutrition that it needs in order to maintain its health. The same way that little branch of the tomato plant would have sickly little tomatoes because it ran out of the nutrients necessary to have healthy tomatoes because of a kink in the branch. Well, this isn't caused by a kink in the branch, most likely. It's most likely caused by chronic lack of nutrients. Now, this is interesting because one of the most dangerous things anybody can do, besides listen to Dr. Oz, is exercise without nutrition. Because our fundamental position is that the human body, needs their nutritional tank needs to be topped right off every day. But we only have maybe 30% of the nutrients that our body needs from food, and then we go out onto the playing field or go to the gym and exercise. We burn right through our reserves very, very quickly, and now we're running on nutrient fumes. So, then your body will start to break at its weakest link, and we believe that those links are, in fact, inherited. So some people run out of selenium and their heart enlarges. Some people run out of selenium and their thyroid enlarges. Some people run out of selenium and their pancreas gets funky. Some people run out of calcium and they get high blood pressure. Some people run out of calcium and they get heartburn. Some people run out of calcium and they get osteoarthritis or osteoporosis. And nobody knows why it goes this way or that way or the other way. But it wouldn't go any way if the body was nutrified. So this kid his health is the fault of his team doctors, the trainers, and the endocrinologist now that's in his care. I mean, it's their job to make him healthy. Isn't that what his parents pay health insurance for? It most certainly is. Well, while he's been under their watchful eye, he all of a sudden went south really quickly. And I tell you what they're going to do. They're going to say, oh, he has a bad pancreas gene. There's some diabetic gene way back in the annals of his family history, and all of a sudden expressed itself, and we don't know why. And aren't you lucky that we're here with insulin? It's nonsense. The recommendation for this child for 90 days is, number 1, quit the MD. Don't do what they say. Number 2, 1 healthy blood sugar pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month. 1 healthy blood sugar pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month. 1 bottle of selenium per 50 pounds of body weight per month, stopping at 4 bottles a month. Don't give him more than 4 bottles a month. So he's probably going to top out at 4 bottles a month. And the last secret sauce here would be 1 bottle of plant minerals per 100 pounds of body weight per month. Actually, in this case, I do 1 bottle of plant minerals per 100 pounds of body weight per month, and then 1 extra bottle of plant minerals a month. So dial in the Healthy Start Pack, the selenium, the plant minerals, and, the Healthy Blood Sugar Pack, the selenium and the plant minerals, plus eliminate the 10 bad foods, and within 90 days there should be a remarkable, noticeable positive change. Quite frankly, it should happen within 4 weeks, because this kid is on, nutrient deficiency, like maximum alert.
Right.
So, and then once you get his body back and the blood sugar starts to stabilize, of course, then once he starts playing sports again, you give him the Rebound FX during workouts and during sporting events. And if he can get the whole team taking it, as we did with the Denver Nuggets, they're going to rule, baby. They're going to rule. And I love helping people with blood sugar issues, because it's really, really, really easy to measure. It's really, really, really easy to measure. Turn him on to this recording. If his parents need to listen to it, or if somebody else needs to listen to it, invite them to the live chat Thursday morning if you're a subscriber, Dr. Glidden Insider, because oftentimes when people hear it from the source, they're much more inclined to follow the advice. Thanks for everything that you do, Don. You are the greatest. And look, you're taking a stand for the health of other people in your community other than yourself. This is how we roll, ladies and gentlemen, helping our neighbors to recover their health and their wealth. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. We're going to go to Virginia and talk to Terry at the top of the second hour. See you then.